Hey, what's up guys? So I tried modding my N Pro 2 a few videos back, but it didn't work too well. I tried to swap the case, but the battery was too thick and the Type-C connector wouldn't fit anymore. But I didn't want to give up, so I went ahead and ordered a slimmer battery, and I decided to get myself a slim aluminum case as well. Fast forward to a few weeks later when I received the parts, and I'll show you how the installation process went in the following. So this is the case I went with. It's a GH60 aluminum case in a space gray color. It retails for about 40 bucks and the quality is really nice. It also has some pretty nice rubber pads and you get standoff legs too if you want an angle. The standoffs for the screws are pretty short too, and that's why getting a slim battery is important. The one I picked is 3000 mAh, so it's quite a lot more than the original that's only 1900. It's a lot larger and longer than the original, but it's slimmer at 2.9mm thick. It's alright and I was able to fit it in the case, but if you can find an even slimmer battery, that would be even better. Also, it must fit within the standoff, so this one is 70 by 115mm in size. Oh, and it was around 15 bucks including shipping. So I removed the keycaps of my N Pro 2 first to get to the screws, and I planned on switching the keycaps anyway. Then I removed all the screws and was able to split the PCB from the case. I could then unplug the battery from the board. This battery uses some sort of JST connector. I wasn't sure which one it had, so I decided not to order a bunch of them. Instead, I just cut it off and reused it with the new battery, just to be sure it would fit. And the battery's wires were not long enough anyway, so that was kind of needed. The original battery was really compact, but it was about twice as thick as my new one, and that's why it was hard to fit in third-party cases. I then stripped the sleeve on each end of the connector's wires, and I started doing the same with the battery. I only attached the wires together instead of soldering them because I wasn't sure if the battery would work. So I used Gorilla Tape to sleeve the newly connected wires. And I did the same for the red wires. Then I connected the new battery to the PCB and I tried to see if I was getting power by turning on the LEDs, and I did, so the battery part was a success. Now to the case, I tried fitting the PCB in there, but it seemed to wobble a bit over the battery. So I removed it and cut all the solder joint excess for the switches around the battery's location, just to be sure that they don't poke it. I also applied some slim foam tape as a secondary precaution, and then it was pretty good. I was able to secure the two screws that matched between the N Pro 2 PCB and the GH60 case, and the fit was pretty good. The battery is getting squished, but it seems to be fine, and the board is not perfectly centered, but it's not too bad either. The last issue was the Type-C port. While it looks well aligned, the original cable doesn't fit the cutout, so a way to fix this would be to make it bigger, but I don't have the tools to make it look good, so instead I use this magnetic Type-C adapter from WSKEN. These are a newly designed magnetic adapter made for phones, but in this case it fits just right in there, and the matching magnetic cable can connect perfectly to that way. So it's kind of amazing how tight it fits and works flawlessly that way. It also adds a MagSafe feature to the keyboard so that if you pull on the cable, the keyboard will stay in place. The case is quite heavy too, so there's no way it's gonna move. And finally, if I went with the silver case instead, it would match perfectly in terms of colors. So now that everything was working, I went ahead and soldered the battery wires just to be sure they would hold over time if I carry the keyboard around. This is far from a good soldering job, but it will hold up and that's really all I care about. So the board was ready for keycaps and I went with blank DSA keycaps with an all-white theme. I made a video a while back about this keycap set and I'll have a card on screen if you want to check them out. I thought it would be a great match with the white metal plate having the top all white and the bottom space gray. It was pretty straightforward and I didn't encounter any problem during that step. So there you have it. I think it looks amazing. I love the flat look, and with the DSA profile keycaps, it's really flat. I'm super happy with the result and everything went as expected. The keyboard feels super solid and it's really heavy. Although I only got 2 screws in, it doesn't flex or look like it's gonna loosen up easily. Now, I've had it at work for the last weeks and the battery life has been a lot better than before. I can get over a week of usage out of it, at around 8 hours a day. In fact, it hasn't died on me yet. The Bluetooth signal quality hasn't changed from my test, it still has a reliable connection even with the aluminum case, and it didn't take me a while to get used to the flat profile of the case with the keys either. And you could always install the stand-up feet too if you prefer to have an angle. So there you have it. A mechanical keyboard project that was a real success. I'll have all the parts I used in this video linked down below if you want to try these mods by yourself, but keep in mind that these are at your own risk, and I'm pretty sure I voided my N Pro 2's warranty. But as a rule of thumb, if you go with a slimmer battery like I did, most GH60 cases should fit, and the magnetic adapter might help too in some cases when the cutout hole is too small. So hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like the video if you did, and if you didn't, just let me know why in the comments below. Otherwise, don't forget to subscribe if you still haven't already, as I'll see you in the next video.